Hey everybody, PSW60 back for more of Turok 2. That switch that we hit right before we went in the safe portal last time opened up these double doors under the bridge, where we're gonna step into in the middle of a bit of a skirmish in between three different species. This is a pretty good place to show off that infighting is still in the game. And it looks like Raptoids are the weakest among the starting enemies. Followed by Raptors. And then Entrails. Good information to have. Now, as said before, the shotgun is wonderful at removing various limbs. Most enemies have at least, I want to say, 3 or 4 different death sequences. 2 of which generally involve some form of limbs or major trauma. Sounds like there's a little kid around here. We're coming, little, whatever you are. Don't look over this way. Don't really want to traumatize you any more than you already did. It's bad enough you're getting kidnapped by these, hybrid dinosaurs. You don't really need to see their heads exploding too.
Child rescued. Thank you, Turok.
You're welcome, little human child. Actually, maybe they're the same species that Adon is. I don't remember her saying specifically that they were human children. And that might explain their, faces. Food for thought, I guess. There's something fun to play with. But for starters, let's see if we can pick off this guy. Nope, missed my shot. Well, he's gonna run around like an idiot down there instead of shooting back at us. So let's go open this doorway that we finally opened. Or rather, let's walk through the doorway that we finally opened. Now, while playing this, I thought I'd heard a mechanic that either I couldn't find or it doesn't show up this early into the level. In that I'd thought I'd heard something warping in. We'll see what I'm talking about in a little while. But there's, the first level at the very least has refill points in it. And you can generally find them because you'll hear pickups spawning. You'll see what I'm talking about soon enough. Let's just take a step into this residential area for now. Which is completely devoid of people, although to be fair, most of the level has been completely devoid of people, living people at any rate. I mean, we are in a war with genetically modified dinosaur hybrids that hate us for I have absolutely no idea why they hate us, actually. I don't think it was ever said. That's definitely not a secret door. I'm sure they have a good reason for hating us. More pressing matters would be this secret door, which is unlocked through a very obtuse mechanic. You remember before how I was saying we can shoot the birds out of the sky? Well, we have to shoot the birds out of the sky if we went in there. And shooting birds, as you saw before, can be very, very finicky. I'm not sure how their models detect collision, or if they just have collision turned off at certain points, because it seems like you can get a bad angle on them, at which point you will never see any kind of... You're not going to hit them, basically. I don't know if that necessarily means that rather than having actual models for the birds, it's possible that they're just a single flying polygon with an animated texture. But either way, you generally want to try to shoot as straight up into them as you can. It tends to give the most success, or at least it does for me. Now there's one bird. Let's see if we can speed this up a little bit, shall we? 2 birds. And 3 birds. Now, looking at my ammo counter, and keeping in mind that I generally would take 1 shot at a bird on each pass, you can take a guess about how many times I missed the birds. But it was well worth it, because up here, we have another Ultra Health.
I am Turok!
Now, Turok 1 gave us a max health of 250. Turok 2, however, only gives us a max health of 200. I don't know if they thought 250 was being too generous, or they just wanted to reduce it to... You get... Dance, partner. I'm going to assume they felt that it was just max health plus 100 for the Ultra Health should be the max. Which makes sense. At least it makes a little more sense to me than 250. This thing looks, locked.
Warp portal
Oh.
activated.
Well, that was easy. Let's see what's in here. This looks like an altar.
This is a talisman chamber, a holy place that evil cannot enter. Activating the warp portals opens gateways to these ancient sanctuaries. Your quest will require you to locate 5 sacred talismans. The talismans will grant you immunity from certain types of danger and allow you access to new areas that must be explored. The spirits that watch over these chambers will require an offering of a mystical eagle feather before a talisman can be secured. There are 5 talismans and 5 eagle feathers that must be found as your quest unfolds.
Huh, I guess it is an altar. Kinda nice in here. Well, we don't have an eagle feather yet, so let's go back out. And let's get ready, because the game kicks us in the balls a little bit here. In that those 2 entrails... Well, that's a new one. Looks like that cost him an arm and a leg. Yeah, when you come back out of the teleporter, the entrails that you had just killed have respawned back in. There's another death animation for the Raptoids. You can bounce them with explosive shells. Also, Raptoids have kind of a sort of combo attack that ends with that little backflip. I don't think I've ever been hit by it. Maybe the switch for that door is up here? No. I'm sure we'll find the switch for that door eventually. Just need to look around a little more. And they really do hate us, don't they? I can only guess they're part of the Primogen's army. I mean, it didn't specifically say that the Dinosaurs were part of the Primogen's army, but I really can't think of any other reason why they would just flat out hate us that much. And that switch maybe opened up there? Or no, and it opened up this totally not obviously a secret door behind the waterfall. Well, it's got a key that we're gonna need. As well as 6 explosive shells. Nope. Couldn't find a switch to open that door, but... Oh. Well. Never mind.
Tek Bow, sniper capability enabled.
That sounds cool. Sniping in Turok 2 is a little bit strange, because the entrails have a very, very large range that they can detect you at. But I can go into more detail on that in a minute. For starters, we can see how the tech arrows have changed. Rather than exploding on contact, they stick in their target and have this slight charge-up time before exploding. Kind of a cool little touch, I think. Huh. Wonder what that is. It's like a, I don't know, a bridge between two mountains. Well, they did just give us a sniping weapon, so let's see if there's anything hiding out there in the mist. Well, that looks like something. When I said enemies can detect you at pretty much any range, or rather I'd said that they'd had a really wide range of detection, we barely peeked around that corner and he wasn't even looking at us and he saw us. Unless you're at the absolute edge... Did that just go right through him? There we go. Unless you're at the absolute edge of their vision. Okay, that's weird. There we go. Beautiful. You have to be almost at the edge of their draw distance to be able to see where they're coming from. Or rather, almost at the edge of their draw distance to be able to snipe at them without them seeing you. Alternatively, you can line it up so that just the barest hint of them is peeking around the corner. Or you can kind of glitch out their shots like I just did there, because you're at an angle that they can't shoot at. And that sounded like a door just opened somewhere. Huh. That's new too. I wonder what that is. See if we can pick this guy off without getting spotted. This is about at the range that you have to be. And not only do they not really see you just out of the blue like that, they really don't respond to you at all. If you are just at the edge of their range, they just won't acknowledge your presence. They won't acknowledge that you just shot them in the head. And if you have not yet noticed, if you are zoomed in all the way, your aiming cursor moves a lot slower than it otherwise does. Huh. Doesn't look like we can do anything with this yet. Whatever it is, it looks like it might let us leap over to that silver thing. We'll have to come back. Now, you can toggle back and forth between the bow and the Tek Bow, since the Tek Bow is our first upgraded weapon. It does everything that the bow does, except it can also fire well, Tek arrows. You can also crouch and stand up, which in some instances does help you with sniping. And you'll notice the Tek Bow has a much faster draw rate to get back to its maximum pull. And you'll also notice that we now have the ability to switch back and forth between ammo types. Since we still have Tek arrows, but we don't have to fire the Tek arrows now. We can hit left, or I'm sorry, up on the D-pad, and it'll switch us back and forth between types of ammo. It does the same thing for explosive and regular shells with the shotgun. Hitting left on the D-pad will drop us back an upgrade level. So we can still use the regular bow if we want to, although there's really no reason to at this point.
Greetings, Turok. How may I assist you?
But with that being said, let's take a short break, and we'll continue the hunt next time.
Game saved.